Alright guys, Fula coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. If you like this video, please feel free to like it, and if you want to subscribe to the page, I invite you to subscribe to the page. You know, as I say in every video, it's always by choice, never by force. But if you like what's going on over here, I invite you to subscribe. And if you want to add to something that's going on over here with your own ideas or your own, thoughts or something like that, please feel free to reach out in the comment section, and we can make a deal. You know what I mean? Now, I want to talk about some hip hop news and my thoughts on this whole situation. But I want to talk about what happened to the game and him losing the rights to the Prolific label, and also the rights to the proceeds of the Born to Rap album. You know what I mean? So my thoughts is this. We have a saying that deeds depend on intention. And if your intentions are pure, you'll never have to question your deeds. You'll never have to question anything you go into if you have a pure intention. And if your intention is for a sincere reason, and it's a sincere reason only, and it's not to be seen by people, it's not to get praised by people, it's not to, make people look at you in shock and awe, right? So what I have to say about this is that, I have a couple of ways of looking at this situation. The first way of looking at this situation is that for every cause, there's an effect. And sometimes that effect happens in the esoteric realm. And what I mean by the esoteric realm, I mean in the spiritual realm, where your morals, your principles, and everything else is. And so when you, for the Game's instance, who claims that he loved Nipsey Hussle was his friend, Nipsey Hussle was his brother, that it was a cold thing that happened to him, and growing the beard out like Nip, getting braids like Nip too, doing like all types of stuff. I will say this about him. I respect him because he introduced Nip to the tour life, and he put him on the LAX tour. If you listen to that track, Welcome Home, he said, Nip, in the little interlude of the track, he said, I remember LAX, nigga. He was talking about the tour. He wasn't talking about the Game album. He was talking about being on tour with Game, because he was just getting his foot in the door and learning the ins and outs of it. That's what Nip was doing at the time. So with that being said, I want to say that it turned into a relationship, it turned into a friendship. But what I have to question is that, for one, you've had labels before. I think he had the Black Wall Street label. Obviously, there was a lot of bad press associated with that label, so that folded. You know what I mean? And then he had I think it was called Blood Money label. I'm not quite sure, but he had another label, and something happened with that too. But then you come out with this Prolific label, and it's like, okay, well, that's cool and stuff like that, but why not be more original in the name? you named it prolific. Why not name it something else? Like, I know, okay, we know you love Nipsey and stuff like that, and a lot of people love Nipsey, but they have different ways of showing it that isn't borderline crazy. Because here's another thing. Your own manager, Whack 100, put Nipsey under the bus. In numerous instances, he put Nipsey under the bus. And by you being mute on it, and by you not saying anything about it, that makes you look like you're actually co-signing it. Because with where we come from, if you don't say anything about someone who may be insulting one of your elders, or insulting one of your big homies, or insulting one of your just anybody, one of your day ones, in essence, you're co-signing it. If you know that other person, that is, if you know the one who's jibber jabber, So I'm of the opinion that maybe a divine force said, okay, well, you say you love him, huh? Well, if you love him so much, drop your manager for his foul-ass comments. He didn't do so. So maybe that divine force said, okay, I got something for you. We'll just take away your whole thing. And maybe that's just how it played out. But then there's another thing to this. I don't know how true it is, because let's face it, if you're a rapper and you're a multi-platinum rapper, and you're a rapper with plaques after plaques after plaques, of course people are going to look for a come up. Of course you're going to attract attention, and that attention includes the women. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, okay? But the woman who won the rights to the Prolific label and the Born to Rap album, she goes by the name of Priscilla Rainey, and she claimed that the Game on a VH1 set roped her, something like that. So she cried wolf. She won, and that's why she's in the position she is in now. Now, I don't know if he did it or not, but this is the thing. You shouldn't need to do something like that. If he did do it, you should be able to get women off the strength alone, off the strength of your name. You shouldn't have to need to take sexual favors. It shouldn't get to that point. So it's like, you getting to that point just kind of says something about you, bro. Like, you really kind of just need to calm down, my dude. But here's another thing about it. There was an Instagram post that he made, and as a reaction to what happened, there was an Instagram, and it showed him with a lot of money laid out and things like that. And then he said he's going to put this money in the bank, right? So what I'm thinking is that because Born to Rap didn't really do numbers, no disrespect to it, but it was a decent album, I mean, he featured Dom Kennedy a lot on the album, so shout outs to him for doing that, putting Dom Kennedy on there, quite a bit. But it was just, I guess you can say, a mediocre effort, you know? And so, with this being said, I don't know if Priscilla Rainey is going to really like reap that many benefits because of the simple fact that the album, it didn't do that well, and it's not doing that well. And although Game said he wants to play his CEO hat, I really don't think he's gonna really be trying to recruit artists now that these circumstances are taking place with him. But I'm gonna end it with this on this note. I don't think he's gonna go broke. You know, I don't think that money is gonna be an issue for the simple fact that he still has the proceeds from his other projects, and he's released quite a bit of projects. And so he's probably still getting royalties off of those. You know what I mean? And so I don't think he has anything to worry about, but I don't know how easy it will be for him to see new money, though. That's the thing. Unless, I don't know, he starts another label, leaves that one alone. But I don't really know what he has planned. And at the end of the day, like, my personal opinion is, Game, I respect him as an MC. He has some good projects that I tuned into, but I wouldn't put him on my top 5, or my top 10 for that instance. And that's another video in itself when it comes to my top 10, because my top 10 is pretty odd. Everybody from, like, for example, from Nip Hussle is on the top 10, from Scarface to Raekwon to Black Thought, MCs that, like, normally wouldn't make it on the top 10 I put on because I got something out of their projects, you know what I mean? But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments about this situation. Let me know let me know if you think that the love that, he showed Nip was basically for, more attention, to put more attention on him, to put more attention on his project, or to just make people talk about him again. Let me know if you think the intention was pure. Because me personally, I'm going to tell you something. Me personally, if I'm working with someone and that person talks about a day one and slanders a day one, I'll refuse to stop working with him. That's when I'll go cold turk on him. Me personally, I can only speak for me. But anyhow, man, just leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Fula signing out. Njarama.